So I'm going to be talking about the disadvantages and the lack of workability if we sent more military aid. So the United States, the disadvantage would be that the United States would fall more in debt. We're already in debt almost $20 trillion, and we're spending $574 million, which is 31% of the total aid donated by the United Nations. And this money could be better put toward things in the United States to better help us. According to the OMB, the Office of Management and Budget, which is a business division of the Executive Office of the President, only 3% of the money is going toward education in our country, and only 4% is going to food and agriculture, while we spend 17% on military and foreign affairs. And another disadvantage is the issue with Russia. So now Russia is part of this whole, Russia is part of everything that's going on as they're supporting Assad. So since October 2011, Russia is a permanent member of the United Security Council, repeatedly vetoed Western-supported draft resolutions in the UN Security Council that would have left open the possibility of UN sanctions or even military intervention against the Assad government. Civil war in the past has been put so Russia is basically supporting the government in Syria, and this just puts us at greater risk because of our past with Russia, which I'm also going to talk about. So Russia's defending Syria, and Russia and Trump administration clashed in a vote at the United Nations Security Council for the first time on Tuesday, where they were regarding punishing Syria for using the chemical weapons. It was vetoed by Russia. So now the tensions between the United States and Russia are escalating. Donald Trump posted a tweet where he talked about greatly strengthening and expanding the nuclear forces in our country, and Putin dismissed Trump's rhetoric as nothing new during an annual press conference and said Russia had nuclear warheads that could penetrate U.S. defense systems. And then tensions continue to grow between the U.S. and Russia. As there have been talks over Syria's civil war hours after Moscow announced it was ending cooperation with the U.S. on a 16-year-old program for the disposal of weapons-grade plutonium to curb the production of more nuclear bombs. And it also the tension increased when Russian aircraft mistakenly bombed Syrian fighters who were being trained by the United States. The commander of American-led operation in Iraq and Syria said on Wednesday American advisors were about 3 miles away when the Russian strike occurred. And so there has been a lot of past issues between Russia and the United States that kind of show what could potentially happen again. Starting the Iraq War, which lasted 8 years and was catastrophic for both countries. The United States provided Iraq with weapons, money, intelligence, and even got involved in naval attack against Iran. And so Russia opposed the United States for their own interests in oil. And the United States was basically trying to overthrow Saddam Hussein, which was the dictator of Iraq. And they were trying to promote democracy, but this just ended up hurting the United States. We lost 4,496 soldiers, according to MeetWar.com, which also presented all the names and the ways of dying. So that's one of the issues that has already happened and has already affected us as a result of the United States trying to help other countries. There's also been the Cuban Missile Crisis. During the missile crisis, leaders of the U.S. and the Soviet Union engaged in a tense 13-day political and military standoff over the installation of nuclear-armed Soviet missiles on Cuba, just 90 miles from the shore. And America was notified about the missiles, and eventually it potentially put the country at risk of being bombed, and it just showed, like, Russia has a lot of power, and they kind of played us. And the United States also interfered in Afghanistan, and we were left to help rebuild the country. Military officials say that they won't repeat the mistakes made 13 years ago when, after successfully helping Afghanistan repel the Soviet invasion, the United States essentially cut all ties. Afghanistan descended into a decade of civil war and became a haven for terrorists. So it kind of just, our intervention kind of caused more problems. And an interview of a teacher who spoke about the fact that there was nothing there for students kind of just made the situation it just shows that the situation never really got better. And we were kind of left with the burden of trying to help Afghanistan. We spent $800 billion, including $115 billion for reconstruction efforts. And then the lack of workability would be evident in Assad's ignorance. So Assad is very ignorant, and we're not going to be able to affect what's going on, and he's backed by Russia. So potentially, if we get into a war with Russia, we could lose. Assad's ignorance is shown as although despite narrowly escaping American punishment for using chemical weapons by surrendering to stockpile deadly nerve gas and other positions, Mr. Assad has felt free to continue using toxic commercial chlorine gas, even though Russia moved toward political compromise when it provisionally withdrew from Syria. In March, Mr. Assad was not inclined to give peace talks a serious chance. So it just shows that he's just not willing to cooperate even with his allies. And obviously he doesn't cooperate with people in the country, as he ignored the calls of the rebels in the beginning of the whole incident.
You're out of time.